What mysteries lie behind St. Louis's iconic gateway arch, and the city that transformed from ancient mounds to a modern cultural crossroad? Long before it became the bustling city we know today, the area now known as St. Louis was home to Native American civilizations that flourished for centuries. Chief among these was the Mississippian culture, which created the nearby Cahokia Mounds, a sprawling network of ceremonial and residential structures that stand as a testament to their ingenuity and societal complexity. Cahokia, at its height, was one of the largest urban centers in pre-Columbian North America, complete with trade networks, complex political systems, and advanced agricultural practices. The Cahokians excelled in their construction of monumental earthen mounds, some of which served as platforms for temples and elite residences. Monk's Mound, the largest structure at Cahokia, remains an awe-inspiring sight and a focal point of their civilization. The people of Cahokia utilized the Mississippi River for transportation and trade, connecting them with other indigenous groups as far away as the Great Lakes and the Gulf Coast. Their agricultural expertise allowed them to sustain a population that, at its peak, reached tens of thousands. However, by the 14th century, Cahokia experienced a decline. Scholars attributed this to a combination of environmental factors, resource depletion, and social upheaval. When French explorers arrived centuries later, the grand civilization of Cahokia was a distant memory, but its influence lingered in the traditions of the tribes that inhabited the region. French explorers Jacques Marquette and Louis Joliet were among the first Europeans to chart the Mississippi River in 1673. They were struck by the area's natural beauty and its potential as a hub for trade. The Mississippi's confluence with the Missouri and Illinois rivers marked it as a strategic location for settlement and commerce. By 1764, French fur traders Pierre Laclede and Auguste Chouteau established a trading post on the western bank of the Mississippi, founding what would become St. Louis. Named after King Louis IX of France, St. Louis quickly grew as a center for fur trading, serving as a crossroads between Native American tribes and European settlers. The city's early days were marked by cooperation and coexistence, with French settlers, Spanish administrators, and Native American tribes engaging in trade and cultural exchange. Under Spanish control after the Treaty of Paris in 1763, St. Louis remained a vital outpost in the vast Louisiana Territory. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 brought St. Louis under American control, marking the beginning of a new era. The Purchase, orchestrated by President Thomas Jefferson, doubled the size of the United States and positioned St. Louis as a key gateway for westward expansion. The following year, the Lewis and Clark expedition departed from St. Louis, embarking on a journey to explore the uncharted territories of the West. Their expedition not only mapped new lands, but also solidified St. Louis's reputation as the starting point for America's expansionist ambitions. By the early 19th century, St. Louis had earned its moniker as the gateway to the West. The city's location at the confluence of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers made it a natural hub for pioneers, traders, and explorers heading into the western frontier. Steamboats became a common sight on the rivers, revolutionizing transportation and enabling the rapid movement of goods and people. The burgeoning steamboat industry transformed St. Louis into a bustling port city, connecting it to markets across the United States and beyond. The fur trade remained a cornerstone of the city's economy during this period. Companies like the American Fur Company established operations in St. Louis, making it a center for the exchange of pelts, textiles, and other goods. Traders and trappers ventured deep into the wilderness, returning to St. Louis with valuable furs that were shipped to Europe and the eastern United States. Figures like Manuel Lisa and William Clark became prominent in the trade, further cementing the city's importance in the economic landscape of early America. Immigrants began to arrive in increasing numbers, drawn by the promise of opportunity. German and Irish immigrants formed significant communities, bringing their traditions, skills, and labor to the growing city. Gemeindesättlers established breweries, schools, and cultural organizations, while Irish workers played a crucial role in building the city's infrastructure. These immigrant communities added to the rich tapestry of St. Louis' social and cultural life. St. Louis also became a center for education and religion during this period. The establishment of St. Louis University in 1818 marked the beginning of higher education in the city, while Catholic missions and churches served as spiritual and social anchors for the community. The old cathedral, completed in 1834, stood as a symbol of faith and resilience, becoming one of the city's most enduring landmarks. Despite its growth and prosperity, St. Louis was not immune to the challenges of the era. The issue of slavery loomed large, as Missouri's admission to the Union as a slave state in 1821 sparked intense debate. The Missouri Compromise sought to maintain a balance between free and slave states, but tensions persisted. St. Louis became a microcosm of the nation's struggles, with abolitionist and pro-slavery forces vying for influence. The city's role in westward expansion also came at a cost to Native American tribes, who were forcibly displaced from their ancestral lands. The Indian Removal Act of 1830 led to the Trail of Tears, with St. Louis serving as a waypoint for displaced tribes. While the city's growth symbolized progress for some, it also reflected the darker aspects of America's expansionist policy. The Civil War brought unprecedented challenges to St. Louis, a city situated at the crossroads of North and South. As a border state, Missouri was deeply divided, and St. Louis reflected these tensions. The city's economy was closely tied to both northern and southern markets, creating a complex web of loyalties and conflicts. Early in the war, Union forces moved swiftly to secure St. Louis and its vital resources. The St. Louis Arsenal, a key military installation, became the focal point of tensions in 1861 during the Camp Jackson affair. Pro-Confederate militia members who had gathered near the arsenal were confronted by Union troops led by Captain Nathaniel Lyon. The ensuing confrontation resulted in civilian casualties and heightened divisions within the city. Lyon's decisive actions ensured that St. Louis remained under Union control, but the incident left a lasting scar on the city's social fabric. Throughout the war, St. Louis served as a logistical hub for the Union Army. Its railroads, steamboats, and manufacturing capabilities provided critical support to the war effort. Hospitals were established to care for wounded soldiers, and the city's residents contributed to the war through fundraising and volunteer work. The Mississippi River, secured by Union victories, such as the Siege of Vicksburg, remained a lifeline for the transportation of troops and supplies. The end of the Civil War ushered in the Reconstruction era, a time of rebuilding and transformation for St. Louis. The city's economy rebounded as industries adapted to peacetime needs. Railroads began to supplant steamboats as the dominant mode of transportation, connecting St. Louis to emerging markets in the West and South. The construction of the Eads Bridge, completed in 1874, symbolized this new era of connectivity and innovation. Spanning the Mississippi River, the bridge was a marvel of engineering and a testament to St. Louis' ambition. Socially, the Reconstruction era brought both progress and challenges. The abolition of slavery opened new opportunities for African Americans, who established vibrant communities in St. Louis. Churches, schools, and fraternal organizations became cornerstones of African American life, fostering a sense of identity and solidarity. However, systemic racism and economic disparities persisted, limiting the extent of progress. The late 19th century saw an influx of immigrants from Eastern and Southern Europe, adding to the city's diversity. These new arrivals settled in neighborhoods like the Hill and Soulard, contributing to the cultural mosaic of St. Louis. They brought with them traditions, cuisines, and industries that enriched the city's character, from Italian bakeries to Polish festivals. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked a golden age for St. Louis as it emerged as a center of industry, innovation, and cultural development. By this time, St. Louis had solidified its reputation as a leading economic and industrial hub, leveraging its strategic location and diverse workforce to become a major player on the national and global stage. The expansion of industries such as brewing, manufacturing, and transportation defined this period of growth. St. Louis became home to some of the most iconic brands in the United States, with companies like Anheuser-Busch leading the charge. Founded in 1852, Anheuser-Busch became synonymous with beer production, revolutionizing the industry with innovations like refrigerated rail cars and pasteurization. The brand's iconic Clydesdale horses would later become a cultural symbol of both the company and the city. The city's location at the confluence of major waterways, combined with its growing railroad infrastructure, allowed St. Louis to thrive as a hub of commerce and logistics. Companies such as Ralston Purina, founded in the late 19th century, expanded their operations to capitalize on the city's transportation networks. St. Louis also became a key player in the burgeoning steel and coal industries, further solidifying its economic importance. Perhaps the most defining moment of this era was the 1904 World's Fair, officially known as the Louisiana Purchase Exposition. Held in Forest Park, the fair celebrated the centennial of the Louisiana Purchase and showcased the city's achievements. Over 20 million visitors from around the globe attended, marveling at exhibits that highlighted advancements in science, technology, and culture. Iconic foods such as the ice cream cone and iced tea are often attributed to their popularization at the fair. The fair was also a cultural landmark, featuring exhibitions from countries around the world and highlighting the United States' growing global influence. However, it also reflected the racial and cultural biases of the time, with displays that exoticized indigenous peoples and reinforced colonialist narratives. St. Louis' contributions to aviation history cannot be overstated. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh made his historic solo transatlantic flight aboard the Spirit of St. Louis, an aircraft funded by local investors. This monumental achievement not only brought fame to Lindbergh, but also cemented St. Louis' role as a pioneer in aviation innovation. The city became a hub for aerospace research and manufacturing, with companies like McDonnell Douglas later establishing a significant presence. During this period, St. Louis experienced a cultural renaissance, emerging as a center for music, theater, and the arts. The city's vibrant jazz and blues scenes attracted musicians from across the country, including icons like Miles Davis, whose contributions to music would influence generations to come. Institutions such as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, founded in 1880, became cultural cornerstones, showcasing the city's artistic sophistication. The Gateway Arch, completed in 1965, became a defining symbol of St. Louis' identity as the gateway to the West. Designed by architect Eero Saarinen, the arch stands as a tribute to the city's role in westward expansion and its enduring spirit of innovation. In the 21st century, St. Louis continues to evolve, balancing its rich historical legacy with the challenges and opportunities of modern urban life. The city remains a beacon of cultural diversity, innovation, and resilience, even as it grapples with economic and social changes. St. Louis has invested heavily in preserving its historic landmarks and revitalizing its urban space. Neighborhoods like the Central West End and Solar have undergone significant transformations, blending historic architecture with modern amenities. The redevelopment of Forest Park, often regarded as one of the best urban parks in the United States, has turned it into a hub for recreation, cultural events, and education. The Del Mar Loop, named one of America's great streets, exemplifies the city's efforts to create vibrant, pedestrian-friendly spaces. Featuring eclectic shops, live music venues, and restaurants, the Loop has become a cultural destination that celebrates St. Louis' diversity and creativity. St. Louis remains a leader in education and innovation, with institutions like Washington University and St. Louis University driving advancements in medicine, technology, and the sciences. The Cortex Innovation Community, a thriving hub for startups and tech companies, exemplifies the city's commitment to fostering entrepreneurship and economic growth. Research in fields like biotechnology and renewable energy positions St. Louis as a forward-thinking city prepared to tackle the challenges of the future. The city's healthcare sector is another pillar of its economy, anchored by world-class institutions such as Barnes Jewish Hospital and the Washington University School of Medicine. These facilities attract top talent from around the globe and contribute to groundbreaking research and patient care. Despite its successes, St. Louis faces significant challenges. Economic shifts and the decline of manufacturing have left portions of the city struggling with unemployment and disinvestment. Social inequalities, particularly along racial lines, have been a persistent issue, underscored by events such as the 2014 protests in Ferguson, a suburb of St. Louis. These events sparked national conversations about systemic racism, policing, and community relations, galvanizing efforts to address long-standing disparities. Initiatives aimed at economic revitalization, such as the St. Louis Promise Zone, seek to create jobs, improve education, and enhance public safety in underserved areas. Community organizations and grassroots movements continue to play a crucial role in advocating for equity and inclusion. St. Louis' cultural legacy remains a source of pride for its residents. The city's sports teams, including the St. Louis Cardinals and the Blues, bring people together and foster a strong sense of community. Festivals such as the St. Louis Art Fair and the Solar Mardi Gras celebrate the city's artistic and cultural diversity, drawing visitors from near and far. The people of St. Louis are perhaps its greatest asset. Their resilience, creativity, and dedication to their city have ensured that St. Louis remains a dynamic and vibrant community. From its historic role as a gateway to the West to its modern identity as a center for innovation and culture. Today, St. Louis embodies a unique blend of resilience, creativity, and community spirit. It is a city where history and innovation coexist, where neighborhoods tell stories of perseverance, and where every step forward honors the rich traditions of its people. As St. Louis looks to the future, its enduring spirit ensures that it will remain a place of opportunity, culture, and progress for generations to come.